Okay, last section. I know you're excited, and this section is not exactly new information. They're just going to kind of tweak what we did in the last section. So it's about probability when someone has taken a survey or gathered some information. So I have a ridiculous example here about what people want for lunch, and so 2 people for sandwich and 3 people for pizza and 1 for apple slices, etc. So what you're going to do for each of these examples, obviously, because the way we get probability is we do favorable outcomes, so what we wanted, over total. So the first thing we need to be able to do anything is a total. So 2 and 3 make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know you're going to be glad to see that in a second, because then in this section they're going to convert all of their probabilities into percentages, and they're all going to have to be between 0 and 100%. So all their probabilities are percents. So when we calculate something here, they're going to say, what is the probability that if I pick a random person, it was a person who wanted pizza? Well, that's 3. That's who meet my requirements, over 10 total, so 30% probability. What's the probability that the person I chose wants either a sandwich or pizza? Well, 2 people meet that requirement, and they add up to 2 plus 3 makes 5, so that's 50%. Super easy. You're just making fractions, get them out of there. They can kind of be a little tricky with certain things, like what's the probability that if I randomly choose a person, what's the probability they don't want pizza? Well, that's everyone else. One way to do that is to add up everything else, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Gives me a 70% probability. The other way is to figure out how many do want pizza, 30%, and subtract that from 100 because it's everybody else. So there's 2 ways to do those how many people don't situations. So most of your problems, which are all deceptively look like word problems, but it's really mostly a chart like this one. Step 1 is always going to be add them all up so you have a total. They're going to ask you how many people, whatever, how many people don't, whatever. And then they're going to say, what's the probability? I'm trying to find a good example here. Well, no, that's it. I think we've covered it. We just have to be able to get these things from the chart. So instead of a spinner or a box of marbles, we have numbers of people, and it's going to be much bigger numbers. So you're probably going to want a calculator in this case, because theirs is not going to conveniently add up to 10. It's going to add up to bigger numbers. That's all there is in this section. Again, this is an open notes. I'm going to include your book in that. It's just harder to flip around in your book, so you might want to take some really good, like a note sheet with all the important formulas. You might want to make notes to yourself about page numbers. At least familiarize yourself with these homework assignments so that if you're looking for something, you can find it again quickly. So again, it's always between 0 and 100%. If you get something else, you've gone wrong. And we can do kind of the complement of a probability by subtracting from 100 because they will always add up to 100%. We're not in any of these doing 2 separate incidents. Choose a person and then again, like we did in the last section. So anytime we're putting 2 together, it's going to be addition. What are the odds I'll get this or that? That's an addition. We add those 2 probabilities together. One more time, if you have questions, please contact me. Let me know about anything you're struggling with. I'll be glad to post an additional video or just chat with you personally.